Welcome to another edition of the Abrams Boxing Show. I'm Marc Abrams. I'm a 20-year boxing insider and Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame inductee. We'll have all the news of the week, previews, and reviews of all the fights that are going on around the world. Plus, we have two great guests, undefeated featherweight Felix Parrilla and former world title challenger and current Team Combat League fighter Ronica Jeffrey. Let's get right to it. This past Saturday night in Las Vegas, in an IBF WBA lightweight world title elimination bout, undefeated WBA number one, WBC number one, and WBO number three, also IBF number six, William Zepeda put on a four-round destruction of Maxi Hughes, earning the world title shot. Zepeda is an animal. Zepeda is one of the best lightweights in the world. He deserves a world title shot, whether Shakur Stevenson or one of the other belt holders. I guess Navarrete is going to be fighting Dennis Moranchuk for the WBO belt. Kambosos is fighting Lomachenko for the IBF belt, and the WBA champion is Tank Davis. So a fight with any of those fighters between William Zepeda and any of them guys, it would be a war, terrific fights. I'm looking forward to it. Zepeda is now 30-0, 26 knockout twos from England, 26 7-2, 5 knockouts. Golden Boy Promotions put on another great show at the Cosmopolitan. It was streamed live on the Zone. Earlier in the day, WBC number 12 ranked heavyweight Joe Joyce came back from those two losses to Zhang Zhili as he scored a 10th round stoppage over Cash Ali. That was part of a fight card called the Magnificent Seven in Birmingham, England. Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren put it on. Joyce, 286 pounds, should be a little bit slimmer than that. Hopefully next time as he tries to get back into the big time, like we said, following the losses to Zhili Zhang. Some people call him Zhili Zhang, Zhang Zhili, but the big fighter out of China who actually just lost to Joseph Parker. But we'll expect Joyce to be in a big fight again. He's 16-2 of 15 knockouts. Ali falls to 21-3 with 12 knockouts. He beat Ali down, did Joyce, and then put him out with an uppercut in the 10th round. Ali got up about 9 3/4. Referee didn't think he was well enough to continue, and Joe Joyce gets the victory. Earlier in the week, WBA number 12 ranked light heavyweight Radovaj Kalajic went to 29-2 with 21 knockouts as he knocked 42-year-old former world title challenger Sullivan Barrera through the ropes at the White Sands Event Center in Florida, in Plant City, Florida. Kalajic's another guy, 29-2. Most people know for that one loss against Marcus Brown in a fight that 99.99999% of the people watching the fight believe he should have gotten the victory. So expect a big fight for Hot Rod, as they call him, from down in Florida. Time of the stoppage was 2:31. Kalajic retained the WBA Continental North American Light Heavyweight Championship. Coming up in about a couple of weeks, I believe it's the first week in April, April 6th, an undefeated featherweight prospect by the name of Felix Parrilla is going to step up in competition and take on Harley Mosqueda, who's 25-0. I spoke to Parrilla, who's 9-0 himself, and this is what it sounded like. Joining me on the line is undefeated featherweight prospect Felix Parrilla, who on April the 6th steps up and is going to fight a 25-0 fighter named Henley Mosqueda in Massachusetts. Felix, what's happening?
Nothing much, just training, staying sharp, getting ready for April 6th.
Fighting a guy, you fought some decent opponents and some veteran guys. Now, on paper, it looks like you're stepping up in class to fight a 25-0 fighter. Well, what's the thought process in making that leap up?
I feel like I'm ready. If I keep fighting like regular guys, I'm just gonna keep walking through them. This fight right here is gonna bring me up in the ranks. I'm gonna showcase my skills and go up from here.
3 consecutive knockouts for Felix Parrilla, who's again fighting Henley Mosqueda on April 6th, up actually in New Hampshire. I apologize. I said Massachusetts, in Hempstead, New Hampshire. Yeah. So, like we said, you fought a mixture of guys, some veteran guys like Ramos, who had 50-something fights, and Gonzalez, and then you beat a guy in Perozo who was 16-7. So you beat some guys with good records. Tell us about the ascent up in the rankings now, 9-0.
I think right now I'm ranked like 20 something in the US, but this fight here is for a title, and this should rank me in within the top 15, so it'll bring me up a lot.
You have a good team behind you. Talk to us about the team and who's helped you get to 9-0. And I think with this win, it's gonna could open some eyes and you start being on some major prospect lists.
I want to thank uh Dave, uh Marilyn Rosa, my manager, my coach Louis Rosa. They've been pushing me and keeping me busy since I've been pro, and getting me these good fights, getting me ready for a fight like this now.
So you mentioned your management team and your training team. You mentioned Dave Dubinsky, Jim Kurtz with DKO. They just recently had a world title opportunity for one of their fighters in Edward Vasquez. The
Yeah.
fact that you have a team behind you that has gotten a fighter to the world title, how much confidence does that give you going forward, knowing that with I guess continuing with April 6th with the 20 a win over Mosquita, that you're probably not too far away from competing at the real major level.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that I'll be fighting for a world title soon. I don't know how soon, but uh, probably within a year, 2 years. But I'll definitely be ready for it.
You feel you're like, we see some of these prospects who have similar records on certain TV platforms. They're rated on those prospect lists, and probably guys that from the amateurs and whatnot. You feel a guy like you're either underlooked right now, or you kind of like that. Maybe you'll sneak up on some people as your record and as you continue to rack up the wins.
Yeah, I feel like I'm underrated. Those guys they got it easier, but it's all good because soon I'll be up there with them, and then they're gonna see.
Who are those guys? Some of the guys maybe you competed against in the amateurs. I know you had a pretty good amateur career. Who are some of those guys that maybe I'm not telling you're calling anyone out, but
Yeah.
guys like maybe you have your eye on them. You're human. I'm sure you watch some of the guys in the featherweight division who are at similar stages in terms of fights. Who are some of those guys out there that hopefully down the road you'll get to share the ring with these guys.
I've been in the ring with Raymond Ford, Rajon Chance, Marc Castro, but he fights 135 now.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, those like the top guys I've fought in the amateurs. Um, and
And
and I'd love to get in the ring with them in the future.
do you keep up with what they're doing, or you just really worry about yourself and what you need to do?
Yeah, I watch their fights. Not too much, but I keep up with them a little bit.
I know
But
Ray
everybody
Ford.
might be. Mm.
The time of this taping, I know Ford is going to be fighting for a world title on Saturday night in a few days from now. How's the featherweight division look to you? I know there's Luis Lopez and Ford's fighting Komatov, and do you look at that, I mean, or is that just a little bit too far away to look at the champions in the featherweight division?
The featherweight division is looking good. It's pretty hot right now. Um, and yeah, I'm just getting ready. And then if they still there when I get up there, then we'll get it on.
Get it on. Connecticut's own Felix Parrilla. What do you want to say to the fans out there as we're about a month away as of taping? I mean, in camp now, well, given much of what you're doing, tell the fans out there 5 6 weeks away. We're a fighter, not even specifically you, but we're fighters that maybe fight away in camp in terms of the type of things that you're about a fight that's about a month away.
I'm in camp now, just
I think
staying sharp.
Felix. There you
Yeah, I'm in camp. I started camp a couple weeks ago, just staying sharp. Didn't pick it up too much yet, but yeah, just staying in the gym. Trying to stay sharp, start getting in shape, and yeah. And I want to thank all my fans, everybody who support me, keep supporting me, and soon I'll be up top, fighting for a world title, hopefully.
Well, April 6th is maybe the next big step to fight a 25-0 fighter in Henry Moschitti. What do you want to say to the fans?
April 6th, I want everybody to tune in um, against Hegli Mosqueda. He's 25-0, and then I'm just gonna show y'all that I'm really talented, and I'm gonna be up top soon.
And like I said, 25 being a 25-0 guy makes it a lot sooner, I think. Felix, thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we'll talk to you along the way. Best of luck April 6th.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Very good young prospect Felix Parrilla, who takes on Hadley Mosqueda 25-0 on April 6th up in Massachusetts. Couple results of the week. Actually, we just went over the results this week in terms of our schedule. Not much on the week. DAZN has a pretty good, interesting crossroads fight between undefeated Dalton Smith taking on Jose Zepeda. That will be from Sheffield, England, live on DAZN. Good step up test for Dalton Smith, who's a very highly regarded prospect. We talked to him last year up in Vegas. He's a very good young fighter. Zepeda just a fight removed from being a world champion, fight for the world championship against Regis Prograis. So we will see what that entails. On March 28th, the second season of the Team Combat League will commence in Philadelphia. I will be there, and I spoke to a one of the women who will be taking part of the team concept. She fights for the New York team, and she just fought for the world title 5 years ago. Took a hiatus, and she's coming back first to kind of dip her toe into the Team Combat League. That's Ronica Jeffrey. This is what she had to say when I spoke to her earlier this week.
I would have been. I thought that I
Now
would have
joining
been.
me on the line is former world title challenger Ronica Jeffrey, who will be part of the Team Combat League on March 28th down in Philadelphia. Ronica, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Doing well, doing well. Long time no talk. It's been 5 years. What have you been up to since we last saw you in the ring in 2019?
Working, just working and visiting family, spending time. Regular stuff. Nothing so exciting.
Was this just a case of fights falling through over the year? Why you haven't been active?
Well, no, I mean some of it. COVID happened, and I think that even around like my last fight, if COVID didn't happen, I think that I probably still would have been fighting within those couple of years. But I think that kind of took something out of it. And I am older, so that was part of it. Money have to be made. So at that time, I just started to get real busy, and I don't know. I just made the decision that I didn't have that like for it again. So I just made the decision not to do it, and that was just that.
So when was that moment where you got the desire to come back and compete again?
Well, I think that when the TCL was presented to me, I still wasn't when the first season came. I still wasn't in that space. I wasn't doing anything when it comes to boxing and training wise. But it just came to me more than one time. So I was just during the first season. So when they contacted me for the second season, like in advance, I guess right before the other season end, and they were looking for people to do the second season, I was just like, you know what, this keeps coming up to me more and more and more, from different people, not even from the same person. So I just decided, like, okay, well, like, let me try it.
To talk about the team combat leagues a little bit different than what you're used to. You're used to fighting for world titles, fighting 10 3-minute rounds,
Right.
10 2-minute rounds. And now these are a series of fights. You'll fight a couple times in one night, one round apiece. To tell us about that, your thoughts on that concept.
It's a new concept, definitely, for sure. And I think that with something new like that, it's exciting, because it's something obviously that I've never done, that a lot of us have never done. So to be a part of that, it's an exciting feeling. So I think that's what makes me a little bit more enthused to do it.
How about I guess for lack of a better word, fighting or playing for a team? This is not boxing, which is an individual sport, and it's only you and your opponent in the ring. This has now become kind of like a team thing as well.
Right. So it kind of reminds me of when I was on the women's national team and you had a team, and it was fun, So I think that this will also be fun. It gives, you get to experience these things with others, so you're not by yourself. So it gives for a little bit more excitement. So I think that I'm going to enjoy that part more than anything else.
So it's dating back, I guess, just back on the 5-year layoff, you probably feel pretty fresh in there going in, and it's one of those things where, like you said, the 1 minute, the 1 round fights, you're gonna have a lot of energy in there come March the 28th.
I mean, you have to have a lot of energy. You really don't have no choice at this point, because you have to put everything into that one round. As you said, I'm used to fighting 10 rounders, so you have a lot more time to figure it out. You have a lot more time to, spread whatever it is that you do have, whether if you start slow or start fast, and vice versa. So in this one round, you just have to, start fast and just end fast. So that's just going to be the challenge in it all. But, it's fighting, so it's all good.
Not only is it a team, but you specifically, you're a Brooklyn girl. You're gonna have that NY. You're fighting for that the famous NY New York. Does that mean a little bit extra?
Yes.
That I know a lot of you fighters after you win, you're like Brooklyn in the house, whatever. But you're literally now fighting for New York.
Well, yes, one thing that New York do is represent for your people with no doubt. With no doubt, we're very proud people. So I'm very excited to be representing New York. I'm very excited to be representing Brooklyn, and where I'm from. So this is and all of us get to do it at the same time. So I'm just overly excited, and I can't wait for the season to start.
And obviously, is this maybe did you come back just for this, or maybe we're going to see a wait and see how you feel, how you look in there. Maybe when the season's over, maybe taking one more run at a world title.
I mean, one step at a time. I'm not trying to push the brush right now. I'm just here just to have fun, to be a part of this new organization, to be able to experience it. I don't know what's gonna happen afterwards, or how I'm gonna feel. So I'm just letting whatever happen.
But so what you're saying, the book isn't closed though.
I know that's not what I'm saying. Don't be putting no words in my
No, I'm
mouth.
saying one thing, the book isn't closed though. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying that I'm just enjoying what's going on.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. What's it like? I know you fought a few times in Philly, in the Philly area. You're coming back down to Philadelphia to fight. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's going to be exciting too. As you know, that Brian Coleman is from Philly, so I spent a lot of time in Philly, being managed by him. I was there so often; it's kind of like a second home to me. So it's going to be exciting to be back in Philly. It's going to be exciting to be, see part people that I know, and even representing for New York in Philly. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So I'm just really excited about what's about to happen.
Philly fans are known for booing the opponents, but like I said, I don't think they're going to boo you. Like you said, you've been down here a lot. You're almost like
Yeah.
a Philadelphian because of all the time you spent down here in South Philly.
Exactly. So, hopefully they show me love, and if they don't, no love lost. I understand, what they have to do, but it's all part of the game at the end of the day. So it's all good.
Well, I was lucky enough to broadcast a bunch of your fights. I don't want to say way back when because that means we're both old. So back in back in the day, we look forward to seeing
Right
you.
back in the day.
We look forward to seeing you on March the 28th back down here at 2300 Arena, the Team Combat League, the New York City Attitudes. You like that name, the Attitudes?
I love that name because New York City has an attitude for sure. So I think that was the best name that they could have given us. It represents who we are. It says a lot about who we are, and you just know that we're coming. We're coming with the attitude, we're coming with the talent, and we're just coming to win again, like how they did last year.
So there you have it. Ronica Jeffrey, we thank you for a few minutes of your time. Drive safely to wherever you're going. We'll see you on the
Thank you.
28th of March down here in Philadelphia. We'll talk to you along the way.
Yes, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
There you have it, Ronica Jeffrey. The Team Combat League start March 28th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia team, a lot of King's Promotions fighters. So we'll get some of those guys and girls on the show as the weeks and months progress. Some news items of the week. The family of ring legend Roberto Duran announced on their social media that the former world champion, former legend or current legend, has been hospitalized and has been suffering from a complete artery ventricle blockage in his heart. Duran, 72, is in stable condition. Will get a pacemaker. Got to know Roberto Duran a little bit over the last couple of years. He's been at the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, always smiling, signing autographs for all the fans, and pray that he gets better very, very quickly for Roberto Duran. Josh Taylor suffered an injury in training camp for his upcoming April 27th rematch with Jack Catterall. That fight's been snaked. It's been postponed. It's been not negotiated. This is going on a couple of years now. The fight will now take place May 25th at the First District Arena in Leeds, England. Remember, Taylor beat Catterall in a very controversial decision in 2022. So this, I believe, the third time that the rematch has been postponed. Heavyweight Ali Feliz, who won the gold medal at the U.S. Olympic trials in December, has signed a deal with Top Rank. Feliz will be managed by James Prince and co-promoted by Antonio Leonard. So another great young American star, potential American star, will be with Top Rank. He'll make his pro debut on April the 13th at the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, Texas, on the ESPN Plus streamed undercard, the Jared Anderson, Riyad Murhai heavyweight bout. Two world title bouts featuring Australian fighters have been added to the Vasily Lomachenko George Kambosos card on Sunday, May 12th, actually May 11th, the United States, in Perth, Australia. Carlos Cuadras, 42-5-1, will defend the WBC interim super flyweight title against Andrew Maloney, 26-3, and the female bantamweight world championship, the WBA champion, that Nina Hughes, 6-0, 2 KOs, will take on a world champion, Australian Shamika Sugar Neeks Johnson, 15-2, 6 knockouts. Blair Cobbs is signed with Don King Promotions, the Philadelphia native, who's 16-1-1, 10 knockouts. He's eyeing a bout with hopefully Adrian Broner sometime coming up this spring. Former cruiserweight, two-time cruiserweight world champion Uniel Durdikos, the knockout, the Dr. Knockout, I think they call him, 26-2, 24 knockouts. He signed a promotional agreement with Heavyweight Factory and Warriors Boxing. He's a guy who can really punch, so he's been around a while, but he's still a threat in the cruiserweight division. Undefeated middleweight contender Christian and Billy's inked a long-term co-promotional deal with Top Rank. He's also with Eye of the Tiger Management. And Billy, 26-0, 22 knockouts. He's the top. He's basically top 2, top 3 on all 4 major sanctioning bouts. Former WBC flyweight champion Charlie Edwards, 18-1, 7 knockouts. Moving up the bantamweight, will take on George Ori, 17-3, 2 knockouts. That will headline April the 12th in London's York Hall. I'd like to thank our guests this week, Felix Parrilla and Ronica Jeffrey. Be back next week. We hope I have a lot of big guests as The next weekend, there's a lot of big fights happening. I believe all the major ones, a big pay-per-view with Keith Thurman and Tim Zhu will be one of the main things. So hopefully you can get some of those guys and girls from the card, as well as I believe I think who's got a card that day. I think DAZN may have a big card that day, Top Rank. So we will have a lot of guests. Again, Abrams, you see the stuff scrolling on the bottom. Abrams Boxing on YouTube will have all the interviews, and you see all the other social platforms. 15rounds.com, the number one boxing website in the world. I'd like to thank our guests again, and we'll talk to you next week on the Abrams Boxing Show.